You remember how when North Korea took two reporters as prisoners, and they said that they had crossed over to the North Korean side, and it turns out they had crossed over to the North Korean side. But they claimed that they were spies, but they were not spies. And one of them was the sister of Lisa Ling, who's a mini celebrity here, and they worked for Current TV, which is ultimately Al Gore's company. So they had a lot of backing, and people went nuts. And how could North Korea do this? It's outrageous. And I was among those people, because it is outrageous. And then, of course, Iran took an American reporter as, prisoner and said that she was working for spy agencies. Now, that case was honestly a little less clear as to whether she was or she wasn't, but there was a huge uproar, and eventually they let her go. Okay, now these are all working out the right way. I got no problems with that. I don't want those American reporters arrested by these countries at all, not even close. Those are terrible, right? And were rightfully condemned. Here's the problem. Ibrahim Jassam Mohammed was a freelance TV cameraman that worked for, and a photographer for Reuters. It's that, normal part of the media, mainstream media, et cetera, et cetera. Guy works for Reuters. He's working in Iraq. The United States forces took him prisoner. They never explained why. And they took him in September of 2008. They just kicked his door down and took him. And there was no formal arrest. There was no nothing. There was no word to anyone as to why they were keeping him. And they just quietly released him. Yeah, it turns out he was totally innocent, as Reuters and everybody who knows him and the entire human rights community, et cetera, had said all along. Now, did the U.S. media make a huge stink about how they had held this man for about 16 months or so? 18 months? No. Have any of you ever heard of Ibrahim Jassam Mohammed? Maybe a couple of you, and God bless you for paying that much attention. Okay? But no, generally speaking, not a peep. When the American government does it, it's perfectly okay. When the North Koreans or the Iranians do it, these evil dictators, we need to have regime change in Iran because it has oil. North Korea, we need to yell at and do nothing about because it doesn't have oil. Oh, did I say the truth accidentally? You're never going to hear that in the media. So, Noam Chomsky talks about this a lot. Okay, this is the propaganda model. And just be aware of it, and be aware what the media is telling you is not necessarily the truth, and it's certainly not balanced, okay? It's whatever the government feeds them, corporate interests feed them, and they lap up, okay? So, stories like this, they disgust me for how the media covers it. And you know what? Shame on Reuters, too, because I know they worked hard to get them released, et cetera, but they should have made an international scene out of this. And they should have wrote article after article embarrassing the Associated Press, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, you name it, saying these hypocrites won't cover this because the American government's doing it. And of course, if at any point while he was being held captive, if you asked the right wing in this country, in America, they would have said, oh, yeah, he's probably a terrorist. Yeah, that's why they're keeping him. How dare you question the United States government? We know what we're doing. And how dare you compare us to Iran or North Korea? Yeah, it honestly can't be compared because we kept that reporter without any evidence and completely wrongfully for much, much longer than Iran and North Korea kept our reporters.